Mic check one.
Mic check two.
Mic check one.
Mic check two.
Mic check one.
Good morning, everyone. We have Commissioner Coleman and myself here in the hearing room, and online it looks like we have Commissioner Holzman. Can you hear us?
I can, Madam Chair.
All right, and Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning. And Commissioner Mitchell?
Good morning, I'm here.
Good morning. All right. It is 11 a.m. and all the commissioners are present, so we'll begin the agenda meeting for today, Thursday, February 13th. I would ask those who are participating on the call to please mute your phone unless you need to speak. But before we begin today, we do have a new team member to introduce. So with that, I'll turn it over to Jim Bush.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioners, we have a new team member in our Man-House division. This is Sandy Slusser. She comes over from the Department of Revenue, and exciting fact, she comes over and she has a 5-month baby boy at home. So that's exciting on both for a new baby and a new job. So we're excited to have her, and she's already been digging in and helping get Man-House caught up, and so looking forward to working with her in the future.
Great. Thank you so much. Welcome, Sandy. Happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, today there are 2 tariffs and new orders and 4 tariff tracking items. But before we get to the orders, we do have minutes to approve from the February 5th, 2025 agenda. Commissioners, are there any changes or modifications to those minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving those minutes, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, those minutes are approved. First tariff and new order today is in file number WF-2025-0150 in the matter of Missouri American Water Company for authority to issue up to $525 million of long-term unsecured debt. On November 8th, Missouri American submitted an application requesting authorization to issue long-term unsecured debt up in an amount up to $525 million, and also requested a waiver of the Commission's 60-day notice requirement. The application requested approval for Missouri American to engage in a variety of unsecured debt financing during a 3-year period. According to the application, the debt financing may be made through American Water Capital Corp., the MDNR through its Water Pollution Control Program, or the State Revolving Fund, which is a program to administer capitalization grants deposited into a special revolving fund by the U.S. EPA and the state of Missouri. Missouri American states it will use the funds for the acquisition of property, construction, completion, extension, or improvements or additions to its facilities, the improvement or maintenance of its service, the discharge or lawful refunding of outstanding indebtedness, and to reimburse its treasury for costs incurred. Some of the funds will also be used to replace maturing or other long-term debt at market rates and replace certain short-term borrowings. Staff made a filing and recommended the Commission approve Missouri American's application subject to certain conditions. Staff stated that it verified Missouri American's future capital expenditures support the need to obtain additional debt financing. Staff further stated that approval of the application, subject to staff's conditions, would not be detrimental to the public. Missouri American and staff made subsequent filings and ultimately agreed upon a set of conditions that include certain reporting requirements and a condition that the rate-making treatment of the financial agreements Missouri American enters into will be determined in a future rate case after review of all the costs and benefits to the ratepayers as well as all gains and losses. No other filings were received. After reviewing the application, staff's recommendation, and the responses, the Commission concludes that granting Missouri American's request will not be detrimental to the public interest. Therefore, the order before us grants Missouri American's request to issue long-term debt, subject to certain conditions, and further grants the request to waive the 60-day notice requirement. And I would just say that since I've been at the Commission, we've approved several debt issuances or financing authority orders. And since that time, we have started taking a different, more thorough review of our financing applications, and I expect that to continue. and ensure, especially in this order, one of the conditions I think is unique and most other companies may expect looking forward, is that the rate-making treatment provision subject to final approval at a future date in a general rate proceeding. So really appreciate the parties working on that condition. With that, I recommend we approve the order, version number 1. Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
I support the order.
Commissioner Mitchell.
I'm in support of the order, and I am familiar with some of the projects that the financing will be used for, and I know they're needed, and I appreciate the work of the staff and the additional oversight and transparency in this. So I support the order.
Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Second tariff in order today is in file number GO-2025-0161 in the matter of Spire's 2024 Integrated Resource Plan. On August 23rd of 2023, the Commission approved a stipulation and agreement in file number GR-2021-0127. Pursuant to that agreement, Spire submitted its 2024 IRP on November 19th of 2024. The Commission issued notice of Spire's IRP filing and set an intervention deadline. No intervention requests were received. The Commission also directed staff to file a recommendation about Spire's IRP. Staff filed its recommendation and stated it compared Spire's 2024 IRP to the approved agreement. Staff determined that Spire's IRP met the filing met the requirements of the agreement and should be accepted by the Commission. There is currently no rule or law that requires gas utilities to file an IRP, and Spire filed this IRP to comply with an agreement. No parties intervened and no comments about Spire's IRP or staff's recommendation were filed with the Commission. After having reviewed Spire's IRP and staff's recommendation, the Commission will accept Spire's 2024 IRP filing. Thus, the order before us accepts Spire's IRP and closes this case file. With that, I recommend we approve the order, version number 2. Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
I support the order.
Commissioner Mitchell.
I'm in support of the order.
All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Next, we have 4 tariff tracking issues to discuss. The tariffs we will discuss are on agenda for the Commission's information and consideration. If the Commission is okay with these tariffs going into effect, we do not need to take any action. The first 2 tariffs are in cases JE-2025-0111, Empire District Electric Company filing with the PSC its annual cogeneration tariff pursuant to 20 CSR 4240-3.155.3, and JE-2025-0112, Empire District Electric is filing with the PSC its revised net metering tariff in accordance with 20 CSR 4240-20.0656. The first 2 tariff items are Liberty's cogeneration and net metering tariffs. Liberty made these tariff filings to comply with certain Commission rules. Staff recommended that the Commission allow these tariffs to go into effect. Do any commissioners have questions or concerns with these tariffs going into effect? Hearing none.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
just one. I'm curious on the net metering rates that are established. It doesn't look like they track any sort of time of use or demand curve. And I just wondered if that is something that we want to be looking at or thinking about in the future. As I think that could be an encouragement or an incentive for people to engage in cogeneration. I'm just curious how that works. If anybody's there that knows it, it'd be great. If not, we can certainly, we can certainly defer it to a future time for discussion.
We do have a team member here.
Yes, Matt Lucas from staff. So when the company went to calculate their rates, they use hourly market data for the previous however many years and forecast it out, I think 10 years for the filing. When they calculate the rate, they actually do look at on-peak, off-peak in summer and winter, and then use the total hours for each one of those periods to create a rate overall for any generation. As of now, according to existing commission rules and statute, the rates apply across the board, but they use time of use type data in order to calculate the rates, if that makes sense.
It does. So it is sort of averaged out throughout the year.
Right.
And applied at the time that the cogeneration occurs.
In some cases. If I remember correctly, Liberty does. Some don't, though. It's kind of utility specific. There's not hard and fast rules on how they go about creating that rate. Are for some parts of it, like there's some what the underlying data should be, and whether it's just market prices or I think transmission gets involved. There's a lot of parts that the rules say are included, but as far as the exact, like for an example, in a future tariff filing, the historical period is slightly different because of an agreement with staff that's coming in a week or two for another utility. So the underlying data can be slightly different, but generally it's the same information that's being used.
Okay. And the time of use premium is baked into the calculation.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That helps me understand.
Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none. The third and fourth tariff items today are in cases JE-2025-0114, Evergy, Missouri West, revisions to rehousing low-income pilot program tariff, and JE-2025-0115, the same for Evergy, Missouri Metro. These two tariff filings are proposed changes to Evergy West and Metro's rehousing low-income pilot program, which would allow seniors in public housing to be eligible for the program. There are no other proposed changes, including no changes to the overall budget. Evergy made a statement with the filing of these tariffs that OPC and staff are in support of the proposed changes. I think recently we've heard some concerns at local public hearings about utility bill affordability for seniors. I think we all probably share those concerns or certainly understand them. So I think allowing seniors in public housing to be eligible is a good change, and I do not object to it. Are there other thoughts or discussion from other commissioners? Hearing none. Those tariffs will then go into effect. The last item on agenda for today is scheduling. So following agenda today, we have the USB meeting. Thursday, February 20th, we have agenda at 11 a.m. Thursday, February 27th through Wednesday, March 12th, we have an evidentiary hearing in case WR-2024-0320 in the matter of Missouri American Water Company's request for authority to implement a general rate increase for water and sewer service here in room 310 at 9 a.m. with Judge Sire. Thursday, February 12th, because of the hearing, we will have agenda at 12 noon. Wednesday, March 5th, we have agenda at 11 a.m. Same agenda at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, March 12th. Monday, March 17th through Friday, March 28th, we have an evidentiary hearing in case ER-2024-0319 in the matter of Ameren, Missouri's tariffs to adjust its revenues for electric service, again here in room 310 at 9 a.m. with Judge Clark. And then we have agenda at 11 a.m. both on Wednesday, March 19th and Wednesday, March 26th. Commissioners, are there any changes or modifications to the schedule?
Just a question, Madam Chair. What date did you say would be at noon?
Yes, Thursday, February 27th.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to note to the commissioners that there is a different WebEx address for them to sign into 5 minutes after we adjourn.
Okay. All right, different WebEx address for the USB meeting following this one. Any further business coming before the commission? Hearing none, we're adjourned.